Yo, what's up, everybody? What's cracking? Welcome back to another episode of Is This Reefing? This is going to be part two, of the sump cleanup. I kind of told you guys what I was after, and it was really to create a baffle up there in the front where the water is pouring over to force it into actually going through some filter media because I no longer have socks up at the top. I have two Kraken cups. And in those Kraken cups, I have this kind of mechanical filter sponge. But what happened is every time I add filter floss, the filter floss would get really dirty, and instantly the water in the tank would raise. And I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm sitting on the floor. My bad for the really crappy angle, but there's not that much room for it to go up. And so once it goes to the top, it'll raise to the center. It'll start going down this left pipe, which is the emergency drain. And then nothing starts to flow over. The return actually starts to drop. And I put 2 pieces of floss on the top last night after I did a water change. And I woke up in the middle of the night because the dog had to go outside. And just the tank was full of bubbles. The return was running dry. My ATO had finished whatever water was in. It was just a mess. So I literally, it's 3:30 in the morning and I'm adding water. Luckily, I still had this brute here full of water for this whole process. So I was able to add water, and so now everything's just really out of whack. But here's what I have. I'm going to go over it with you guys, and this is the game plan. So this was the egg crate that used to be my lid, but now I've got a really awesome clear view lid here. So this is what I did. I cut it to angle. This should technically, as of right now, fit right into the sump like this. And then I made a little basket. I have another thin piece, or I thought I did, to make another wall here. Okay. And then I think what I'm going to do is just push this against it, and hopefully it stays, because I'm going to fill it with some of this rock and rubble and whatnot. And I'm going to have to legit rearrange this UV skimmer, or I don't know, I'm going to have to figure out a way to get a different one, a smaller one maybe, that I could hide somewhere else. This heater is too big, so all this is just going to get pushed over here, and that's going to get pushed over there. It's going to get real cramped in here, so I'm going to have to really figure something out to make this work. But this is doing nothing. I just wrapped up some floss towards the back of the sump. It is getting dirty, but it's not doing what I want it to do because water's just kind of running around it. So I want to basically take this and put it flat in here, and then or flat against the back here. I will need to make a way so the water has to flow through some sort of filter media, then get to this little refugium, and then see, this is actually working because water has to actually go through here. So I'm trying to create an artificial like filter sock thing that like most sumps came with. But yeah, that's what's going on right here. I'm going to keep finishing this, and then the next clip, hopefully I have this kind of done, and then we can kind of realize how all of this is going in. All right, so here's the V1 design, and by V1, I mean this is how it's probably going to live forever. But I got one wall, one back, one floor of my basket. I was going to put another one here, but this is exactly the edge of the sump. So putting another wall here is just going to it's kind of redundant. And then putting something in the front, also kind of redundant, because it's not like it's a solid piece of something, you know? That might be cool because then it would just keep things from going around. But the whole point of this, right, is to be just like this, pressed up against the return there. Let me get this light bar out of the way, but the return right there, and the water is supposed to flow down into here and then actually come out through this area to actually get filtered. So my idea is I am gonna go ahead, probably do something with the UV sterilizer. Might retire it for now. I don't know. I'll find another place for it. Potentially find another place for my heater, or just stick my heater in that return area. Either way, it'll get it out of the way because it's kind of long, but I might be able to just fit it corner-wise, like right there, back there, and then I get my whole sump back. And then obviously got to move the starfish, move it on to the we'll call it the south wing of the building. And then I'm going to place rock on the bottom, and that'll just keep it from moving. And then my thought is I have another one of these sponge filters, and then I could wrap it in floss like I have right here, right? So then what I could do is legit put that floss on the bottom, put rocks in front of it, take another one, stack it on top of that, put more rock, this rock, and then just it's just gonna force water to roll off and move through it, hopefully. But that's the plan for now. This is going to take some massaging and moving around. So what I really need to do is I need to set like my GoPro up in the corner somewhere, and then that way we could see all this action. But I'm not going to deal with that today. But just kind of showing you what this is going to hopefully clean up to in a minute here. All right. So this is iteration 1. Obviously, we just got done talking, but now you guys can see I've got the UV sterilizer out. I have my Cheeto hanging here. That'll make it back into the water. Got the chocolate chip over here. I'm pretty sure my Hermit is somewhere in here too. I pulled him over. But this is what I'm looking at. See, we got a little barrier here. And then I got my bag of Matrix. And then I've got that first sponge wrapped in filter floss. So what else I'm going to do is probably stack another one of those flosses on top. And then maybe take a little bit more of this rubble, put it in here to keep it from one moving. I got two kind of barricading it from being able to move. And then I need another one maybe to just to keep the water flowing on the top half even, just so that way I always have that flow. The water level's a lot higher now, but you can see that's where the water level is. It's kind of a little higher right now because I've got a little extra water in it from the top off from the debacle late last night. But once this drops down to here, there's going to be a lot of water further down, because right now it's about as high as that zip tie right there. So we're just going to try this out, see how this works, and I'm hoping this does what I want it to do, which will allow me to still have filter floss, add more mechanical filtration, and polish the water a lot more than I can get polished right now, because I don't want to use filter socks. Those just got expensive, and it just was a pain, and it would still obstruct water flow from the down or from the top down here. But I think this is actually going to work. But yeah, check this out. This is all egg crate. Just made 3 walls and a base, and then yeah, we're just gonna keep plugging away. All right, guys, just to wrap this one up, again, another short video, but I'm not sure if I'm happy with it or not, but I'm just gonna have to run it for a couple days and really just see if this is how I'm happy with it. But obviously, star in the front. I still got the container here. I went back and forth with having that bag of Matrix in the crate or not in the crate. All the rock or out of rock. So I just want to test this. So right now, if you can tell, I've got 2 sponge filters. Basically, I went to PetSmart and bought 2 sponge filters that were for a canister filter. So it's like the circular ones, but it's this material, mechanical material. And I have it wrapped in 100 micron filter. So I have 2 in here back to back, and then I just put a flat piece on the top. And then we're just gonna test the barricade, and if they get dirty within 24 hours, then what I want works, and then this is all gonna like really figure itself out for the most part. So without messing around too much and figuring out if I like this or I don't like this, I'm not gonna know until I'm actually running it. So I'm gonna go ahead, get everything kind of running. We can figure out how this is gonna flow, and then we can come to a conclusion in the next couple minutes here. All right, so I got the pump turning back on, water jetting into the tank, and we'll see how this is about to work. I'm gonna video this just for myself, and for us for the most part. Water has yet to, there we go. All right. Water's going over, it's flushing over. It's going right onto this, which is exactly what I wanted. I got the the heater back there, and it's completely submerged. So yeah, look at, I got water pooling up right here on the floss. So I think it's doing what I want it to do. Not 100%, but I feel like, what, is this dry right here? Yeah, here, let me get this all underwater here. Get this all sorted. Yeah, I mean, water is going right on top of that mat, which is what I wanted. And then I'm hoping that it's getting pulled, and it's getting pulled through here. Obviously, you can't really see, but I mean, this pump is pulling water, and I've got flow up here. So this is what kills me, is like you can't see any movement right here, which is, I guess, okay. Because you want slow movement for the Chaeto, but you do want the Chaeto to kind of move around a bit. But I want to test this out. Throw it in the comments, though. I've been having this on for 24/7 for almost a month now, at least 3 weeks at a minimum. And I don't know if the chocolate starfish is mad or not. But now that it doesn't have that side of the tank to go on, I may put this on like an 8 or 10 hour schedule. Because I don't know if chocolate starfishes like 24-hour daylight. I'm pretty sure they don't, and I'm really just messing with them. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If this is your first video, the reason I have a chocolate starfish in my sump is because I bought him because he was red and I was excited. Then I really came to a realization that they're not exactly reef safe. So he's been my cleanup crew in here. I don't know where my other, I had a pretty decent sized hermit that I pulled from my main display, but he's not in here anymore. Well, he is, but you know, he hasn't made an appearance yet. So we'll see how this goes. All right. I think that's probably it for this video. Sorry for like the long pause there. I'm just trying to make sure everything's running really well. This seems to be doing exactly what I want it to do. Water is legit running. I might take that edge and just push it up against the wall so it really forces water to go over here, down through those sponges, and then I don't know if this is restricting too much flow through the matrix. I mean, that's probably wise. I got so much obstruction, but I don't have a lot of room to play with. But if this works, then I'm going to start on a V2. But right now, this is a V1. We'll see how this operation is. All right. Sump cleanup part 2. Filtration section added, I guess. I don't know. Thanks for another video, guys. Thanks for checking it out. Here's the main display. Everything's doing really well. Oh, my Ultra split yesterday. So I now have 5 Ultras, which is awesome. Sorry for the colors being all messed up. I'll do a tank update in a little bit. But I am noticing that some of the Ultras are losing their color, but I think it's the ones that split, the last ones that split are losing a little bit of their color. I probably need to feed them. I have some shrimp. I probably need to pump them full of like some protein so they can really get their color back. This one's very vibrant, as you can tell, but I don't want them to lose their color, so I need to feed them so that way they can kind of get their energy back after the split. Duncan, massive right now, so it's really loving life. But cool. All right, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.